Hello everyone. So today what we are going to do is changing the location that the NPC characters see through their sight perception system. To demonstrate that, let me first enable AI debugging. What you have to do is press apostrophe key, and then if you press 4, you will see the AI perception. These lines represent the sight of the character, NPC character. And if I make a sound, he will look at me, but he don't see me from this wall, because, and now only he see me because he's looking only in the middle of the character. That's the only place he can see. So that's why I can see this sight sphere in the middle of my character. So instead of using the middle of the character, what I want to do is making the NPC guy see the head. So even if I am behind a cover like this, unless I am crouching, he should be able to see. So right, so even though I am using ALS based this shooter system that I have worked on, you can apply this method to any project. You don't have to follow any of the previous episodes to make this work. So right, let's see how to do this today. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, so in order to override that sight position for NPC characters, we can't actually do this within blueprints. So we, as far as I know, so we have to do some modifications to the in C++ to make it work. So this is the relevant function that we have to override, and to make the NPC characters see the AI characters head location. So it's implemented through this interface, IAISightTargetInterface. The function name is CanBeSeenFrom. So we have to override this in a custom character class and make our blueprint character class a child of that custom class. So first let me open this character class, and this is the parent class, the ALS based character BP, and this is a child of this character class. This is the default class that is available, that is come by default in Unreal Engine code. So what I am going to do is, let's add a new C++ class using the character. So I'm going to make this a child of a character, and I'll call it CLM character. Right, create class, and you will see some compiling happens. Right, after the compilation done, it will automatically open whatever the code editor that you have linked with Unreal Engine. I have linked Visual Studio 2019, and it will open these two files, clm_character.h and clm_character.cpp. So this is the header file, and as I said, I want to override this function CanBeSeenFrom. In order to use that, I have to use this hash include. This is where the IAISightTargetInterface is defined. So let me copy that and paste hash include perception AI target interface. And now we need to implement this interface in our character. So what we can do is, here add a comma, public IAISightTargetInterface. Okay, now that we implement this interface, we can override this function CanBeSeenFrom. For that, it is under, let me open this. So this is the function we need to override. So let me just copy this and add here, paste here. And to implement this, right click, quick actions. So actually this takes time because it's scanning for additional header files and everything. I'll pause the recording. Right, that is done. So you automatically get an implementation in the CPP file. So if you press Ctrl and click here, you can quickly go to that implementation. Right, so here it's just return false, but without doing anything, let me just compile. I think I should get an error now. Yeah, I got an error. So this is what I get. So the reason is, anyway, I know this because this has happened to me before. So the reason is we have to add AI module to our should like me build.cs. So this whatever the project names .build.cs file, here you have to add AI module, then that error should go away. I'm not sure why it cannot be added automatically when we include the files, but I'm not sure. Right, okay, now we don't have any compile errors. Now let's go ahead and implement our function. So here what we need to do is doing a line trace by channel using the visibility channel from the observer locations, that should be the head or eyes location of the NPC character, to the whatever the socket that we need to perform the visibility check for our character. So right, so this is the default return outside strength 0 and return false. So this should take place only if we don't have a line of sight to the whatever the socket location. And in order to do a line trace, we need couple of things. First, we need f hit result f hit result object to hold the hit results of the line trace that we are going to do. And also we need to know the socket location, the location of the socket or the bone that we want to perform the side check. For that, I'll make another f vector. I'll call it site target location, and we need to get whatever the location of a bone. So get mesh, and from the mesh, this is a pointer, so we have to use this symbol, get mesh, get socket location. So what's the socket we need to use? If I go to this character and now go to the skeleton tree, I think I'm gonna use, here we have neck or head. I think it's more reasonable to use neck, but we can use the head as well. We can test and see. Let me just copy the selected bone name, head. It's not much, you can type it if you want. Right, so this is the site target location. The next thing we want to do is, let's start typing the line trace by channel method. So for that we have to do it like this: get world line trace single by channel. So these are the things we need: hit result object, and starting point and the end point, and the collision channel we need to use, and the collision query parameters, and response parameters. I think we can ignore them because so they will have the whatever the default values if we just don't put them. Okay, so first we need what we needed, f hit result. So we can just put hit results object we just created here, and next we need a starting point. A starting point is, we already have it as a parameter, observer location, and endpoint is this site target location, the one I just created. And then we need the channel, collision channel we use. So PCC visibility. So visibility channel is what we are usually using to check visibility for NPCs. Next thing is F collision query parameters. This actually is it necessary to give one? Yes, because we need to act as ignore the self factor. So let's create one. F collision query parameters. Actually, yeah, this will create a new collision query parameter object. Here, first thing we need to do is there are two overloads. We need to give the, let me do a quick Google search. Here we have right. I did a bit of Google search. First thing we need is we need a name as the interest tag. So f name. Wait, can't we just put it here? Text test on line of sight, something like this should work. I don't think actually what we are putting here matters. And the next thing we need is the next parameter is whether to trace complex true or false. I think by default it's false. Let's try false then. And next thing is, do we need the ignore actors, and we already have ignore actor. So let's just put it in and close. Do we have an error? I think we have to define this outside the name. Right, so static const name AI rank of site. AI rank of site. Oh, sorry, this is not collision parameters. This should be F collision query parameters. Sorry about that. And if we get a hit from this line trace, this should return a true. So to catch that, we have to have a Boolean variable. So yeah, actually static const is not needed here. Right, here let's create a bool hit equals whatever the value here, and if we get a true for the hit, what we can do is we can set out scene location as the site target location and outside strength as 1 and return true. Okay, let's compile and see if everything is okay. Compilation complete. Now what we have to do is this ALS base character. So this is, as I said, this is a child of the default character class. So let's go to class settings and reparent this to our character CLM character. Since our character is also a child of the default character class, we wouldn't have any issues. Right, now let's compile again to be safe. Okay, now let's test, play. Let me enable AI perception debug, make some noise, and as you can see now the circle is in the head of the character and he is actually shooting us over the world, but he don't hit us because he is actually targeting for the middle of the character. Anyway, he can see it, so that's the point. So I think it would be better if I'm, instead of using the head, better to use the neck, because I kind of feel like neck would be better location. Right, let's test. Let's enable debugging. See, not much different, but wait, did the compilation went successful? Yeah, that's okay. Oh, actually I forgot one more thing, and that is this is not the condition I should have checked, because this hit will be true even if there is something in between the character and NPC character and my character basically. So we can easily test it. Let me show you. Let me fully cover the character and play. Let me enable vision. See, now the NPC character can still see me, so that's why he is shooting. So what we should have done is this hit. If this hit is false, that means there is nothing in between the player's head and the NPC's head, not the player, whatever the opponent's head and the NPC AI character's eyes location. So if this is false, that means there is nothing in between, so the AI character can see this guy. Or there could be other stuff like child characters attached to the player or the opponent character, things like, you know, maybe a gun or an armor or a shield, something like that can be there, and in that case we should discard those things too. So to do that, what we can do is, here first we need to check if we have a hit result, actor is, if we have a valid actor. Oh, so this I have used the wrong symbol. Or symbol is valid. And hit result actor is owned by this. So what this part does is owned by this. What this part does is, if there is a blocking actor in between the player and the AI character, and if that blocking actor is owned by the player, that means it could be something like a shield, as I explained before. In that case also, we should discard them and consider this as a valid hit. Now if I compile this, but at the moment we don't have any child actors that can block AI's vision, but we would need that in case we implement something like a shield later as a child actor. Right, now if I enable AI vision, he wouldn't see through the wall. See, he don't see, so he should come and check. Right, now he can see, so that's why we can see this site. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop, but again I need to test if this guy can see me over the wall, if there is a sufficient height. Yeah, he can see. But he can't hit because he's aiming into the middle of us, but that is something we should address later on. Okay, so with this we can stop this episode, and thanks for watching. So as always, project files will be available for the download in Patreon page, link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.